Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today's video is kind of a walkthrough. It was meant to be plant shopping, but I went to my local Lowe's and they really didn't have much in there. They had some Norfolk pine. No, they had other stuff, but they had a lot of empty shelves, and I'm guessing I went kind of in between orders, in between shipments, or maybe they were switching things out to bring in 10,000 poinsettias or something. I don't know. But that was a flop. So, and I didn't want to do plant chores this video. I just kind of wanted to break it up. Definitely plant chores next video. I've done a lot of plant chores since my last video. But, namely in this room, I've done a lot in this room. I couldn't walk in here. As I took plants in from outside, some of them ended up just kind of chilling in the floor here. And as I moved things downstairs, I took plant shelves from in here. I think I took 4 shelves out of here, and they're in that room downstairs. So a lot of the things that were sitting on the shelves, or under the shelves, being stored on the shelves, whatever the case may have been, ended up in the floor, because there was nowhere else to put them but the floor. I don't have a lot of furniture in here. So these cube shelves, I've just kind of moved them to different locations. They're still in here because they are full of craft stuff, random things, silicone molds, yarn, embroidery floss, paint. I have entirely too many hobbies, so that's what they're full of. But I needed them closer to lights, underneath of lights, because I wanted to put plants on the top of them. So that's what I've done. And I figure I'll just kind of walk through. We'll do a little bit of updates, and you'll see how I've changed this room, which is mostly down here. Down there, there's not much going on with plants on the other half of the room anymore. That's mostly going to be storage and sitting area, so I can just sit and stare at the plants. So along this wall here, I had a tall, long shelf. That is downstairs, currently in my bird room. Still has plants on it, but it's just not in this room anymore. So to get those plants up off the floor, I moved this cube storage shelf from right over here, I believe is where it was, back in this corner, which is storage and a mess right now. Don't look. But yeah, I had to get this. The bananas, they want a lot of light, and a lot of light and a lot of water, I find, indoors. So I've got that one there. And then this smaller one over here, it dropped, they've all dropped some leaves. They didn't really enjoy me ripping their roots apart, but you know, I had to do it to separate them. So this is the variegated pink lemon. It doesn't look great, and it will look a lot worse before spring gets here. It seems like every year, any kind of citrus that I bring indoors, it really wonders if I'm trying to kill it, I think. And I really wonder if I have by the time spring gets here. But it fills back out in the summer. Somehow it survives as long as I water it. It's also prone to, like, I want to say spider mites, but it's not spider mites, but it's some kind of mite. So I constantly have to treat it in the winter. And it doesn't like to be treated, so fun. This is the Anthurium hookeri that I said was variegated. You can see it on this leaf. This is one of the newer leaves. It's a green on green variegation, so it comes out kind of yellowy and then it hardens off to green, and it's very hard to spot on older leaves. That's a newer one. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, so it doesn't need light that high. In fact, it does fine in lower light. I'm just putting it in higher light to see if the variegation looks a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see how it does. So this is kind of what that end of the room looks like from back here. It's a mess still. I'm working on it. I spent all day yesterday messing around up here. I just finally burnt out. My back was killing me from lifting these bigger plants and dragging furniture around. I think everything in this room has been moved, except for, well, the desk even has been moved. I just pushed it back about 2-3 feet, not far. But every other piece of furniture has been moved, some of them across the room. So my little Raven ZZ is here. It's gotten very leggy and wants to fall over, and it's because it hasn't been given great light. I might propagate most of that plant back to see if we can get some stouter growth on it. I moved this tapestry. It was over there. I've moved it over here because of this cord going across the ceiling there, because I didn't like seeing the entire cord going down the length of the wall. Unfortunately, some of the tapestry is hidden now, but at least I don't have to look at the cord. The hurricane cactus up there to the top left, it was hanging where the tapestry is now, so I've just moved that over. This is a jumbled mess, and I'm not sure I love it. This is Philodendron mexicanum. It's doing all right. I really love the backs. I like the whole plant. I like its ears. I just started it over on this pole sometime this summer. It was on a round open back moss pole, and I didn't love that for me, so I've still got my way too white Monstera albos. They're still alive. They don't do much. They do put out new leaves, but they're also all white. So, and it's hung on to these three. These are the first three it put out, and they're still there. They're still there. So, I don't know. I'm just letting it live its life. This is one of the reverted Monstera albos. The last three leaves have no variegation. That one had a little bit. That was the fourth back, maybe. But yeah, the last three are all green. All green. The Burley Marks Flame, Monstera Burley Marks Flame, is just chilling here. It's doing fine. This moss pole still has some dampness left in it. I'm just kind of, I don't know where to put it. I really don't know where to put it. And I've heard it's not the fastest grower, so that'll be fine with me. For now, it's just going to chill here. I believe that's a Dracaena of some type. Corn plant would be the common name. Haven't cleaned it up yet. I've just kind of stuck it here. I do need to take it to the shower. It's got water marks on it. Some of the tips are crispy. It could use a trim. It could use a cleanup day, a spa day. And it's going to get one very, very soon. Got my little dragon sleeping in the pot down there. It's a big pot. Next to that is the big Anthurium hooker eye that I just kind of trimmed not too long ago. I don't think it's put out any new leaves since then. Pretty sure it hasn't. It did put out an inflow since then. It's getting floppy now, but and I'm hoping these little lights here will help, because there is no light on the ceiling on this side. So I'm hoping that'll be enough to get these guys through winter. That is the Frankenpot of Ficus. It's Ruby Taniki and Burgundy here. So, and it's had a rough time. It's really sparse at the bottom. It is putting off like new shoots out. Can you see this one down here? So, I don't know. There's several of them, and I did cut it actually to shorten it up a bit, because it was as tall as the stake that's in there. So I've top cut a bunch of the branches, and I tried to root them in water. Usually I don't have too much trouble with that. None of them took, though. They were all just dropping leaves, and they weren't rotting, but they weren't rooting. So I did give up on those. It's a bummer, but it's not like it's an irreplaceable plant. So I'm just going to let it grow and do what it do. Some of the places where I had cut it do have new, I don't know if we're focusing, new little green shoots trying to come out of the stems. There's one back there too. We're probably not focusing great down there in the dark. This is the Philodendron Superbome, or Bernardo Pazii, it might be now. It's doing okay. I've been taking better care of it, but it's gotten leggy from not getting very great light. I don't know if you can see the difference in the stem there. But yeah, that's one of the begonias that's just kind of crawling away. Semper Florens, I believe that one's called. And then I have another little Raven ZZ down here. Again, look at the crazy roots on that Anthurium, if we're focusing. Get that leaf out of the way. They're insane. I'm not putting this in a bigger pot. I'm pretty determined I'm not. If I could find one that's about the same size but a little bit deeper, I would maybe consider it. It's not the deepest pot, but I just can't up pot this any more than I already have. So that's kind of what's going on in this corner, and then if you'll look at the floor, that's a mess. Under that table there, those are all pots I need to go through. A lot of them are just nursery pots. There's some cover pots, there's some self-watering pots. There's probably a few like propagation vessels or containers. I did not have it in me to go through them last night after moving everything, so just kind of shoved them all under there, and I figured I'll get to it. Actually, there's more back there. They're just everywhere. That, and I have my speakers here. I need to find somewhere to set them up and plug them in, because I do like to listen to music or podcasts while I'm up here. So I'll just, Bluetooth my phone to it and do what I'm doing. This is a very sad Hoya carrii here. It's just been super neglected. It's been in that pot for like 3 years, and it does try to grow, but then I forget to water it. So it's on the list to be repotted and finally get some attention. That's the base of the bicolor, philodendron bicolor. I've got to get it up off the floor yet. And then the variegated Epipremnum pinnatum. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. Once again, I've got to get it up out of the floor, and I think it's waiting for a repot. I extended the moss pole not too long ago. Not that one vine took to the moss pole just fine, but it didn't size up. The other one, it has taken to the moss pole, but it hasn't reached the extension yet. And there's another one down under there. That's the new leaf on that one. So I don't know. I'm just gonna wait. I'm probably gonna cut this one back because it just looks ridiculous. But yeah, it just needs a repot. The pole doesn't need any fooling with. I could probably top that up with moss, but it doesn't really need that just yet, so we'll burn that bridge when we get there. I've brought my other desk back in here, which I have used before for filming and repotting. It's smaller than this one though. So that one there, currently I have plants, makeup, and other junk on there. And also down at the bottom, I've got like leca, pawn, paint. It's all just mixed together. I have not done any real organizing in here yet. This is the regular philodendron Burley Marks. It could use a bath, a shower. It's a little dirty, but overall not bad. This one here, I know we're backlit, forgive me. It's the philodendron Paraiso Verde. I always say it looks more Verde than Paraiso to me. It's just relying on the window. It's kind of turned around so that the leaves are facing the window. Even if I did put a grow light on plants in front of the window, they always try to go to the window anyway, so I figured why fight it. And over here under this lamp, I know it's kind of dark. I only have one on. There are 3 different color temperatures, the bulbs. Like one is the pink white, one is the warm white, and one is the cool white. And I hate that. I hate that, and I have no idea how I ended up with 3. They're grow lights that are like your typical LED bulb style, but they're all different color temperatures. It drives me nuts. I usually only have one on if I'm in here, because it drives me crazy to look at all 3 different colors. But anyway, one of the little baby Monstera aurea, looking pretty. Some cuttings that I potted up. A really angry Monstera Albo that's 2 Albo. This is also angry. This is the Hoya Sunrise. I've really got to sort that out. It's just half of it's angry, some of it's fine, perfect, and then other parts are not so much. So I suspect we've probably got some root rot in there, some root damage. I don't know. I need to unpot that in the very near future and see what's going on. That is what I was talking about. That's usually where I would set up, if I set up my tent, my grow tent indoors, that's the cubby where I normally set it up. I'm not doing that this year. There's even a dead plant over there. It's philodendron white knight, I believe. It's not fully dead, but I'm just over it. And so there it sits until I can take it outside. I'll put it in the greenhouse and water it, and if it survives, it survives. But yeah, this all needs to be dealt with. I've got some art that needs to go on the walls. I might actually, I know it looks pretty dark back here, but I have like a plant wall that I made years ago. I need to touch up that spot too. That's where one of the shelves pulled the paint off the wall. But I might take that up here and hang that actually back there if I can find a light that would be suitable for that. I think it's 4 by 4 feet. It might be a little bit larger actually, like 4 by 5, 4 by 6, 4 feet wide. And basically pots just sit in it. It's very convenient. It looks great with like trailers, spillers and thrillers, you know, in it. But yeah, this has got to be dealt with. My plant cart is a disaster. It's a wreck. There's all kinds of stuff on there that doesn't belong. I don't know. I'll burn that bridge later. Halloween storage. So yeah, that's the basic overview of what's going on in here. Still lots of stuff to go through. There's still piles kind of up against the wall of things that need to be gone through, but it's better than it was. You can see more stuff here that needs doing. But yeah, overall, I'm much more happy with it. I've still got to do something with that. That's a futon, but I just use it as a couch. Yeah, and I've got it covered with a sheet because dog hair and cat hair are a thing in this house. Okay, so that's about everything up here. I guess we'll go downstairs and look at the shelf that was up here. It's currently down in my bird room with plants on it. So this is where that shelf that was upstairs ended up. This is actually my bird room. It's one of the darker rooms in my house. It seems strange that I'd want to put plants in here, but because I've put plants in here, there's more light in here. The birds are fine with it. They don't really care either way whether it's really bright. As long as there's light, they're pretty okay with it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 birds in here. My oldest daughter, she had a bird here. She came and got her bird. And one of our oldest birds, it was a lovebird, passed away a little while ago. So I did have more birds at one point. None of these birds are particularly young. None of them are spring chickens. Most of them, I think, are adopted, meaning that I didn't purchase them. People were looking to rehome them. So anyway, this is what's going on here. This is the propagation of there's a propagation of Philodendron bicolor and Philodendron atabapoense in here. I believe they're top cuts of both. There's a, for whatever reason, random Florida green cutting in here. I cut my Florida green, it was on a pole about yay high, cut that all the way down. Most of the stuff that's in here is doing pretty good. Begonia looking glass, it's not looking its best. I mean, it's growing okay. It's growing okay. I don't know where it's going to, but it is growing, except for that dead leaf in there. It did look worse than this at one point, not too terribly long ago. So I'm just happy that it seems to be on the rebound. I probably will take some cuttings and try to make this tidier at some point. But for now, it's alive, it's growing. I've just let it do what it will. This light here, can you see this? It's had an adhesive, like stickies. They've come off. I've got to go get more stickies to get it back up there. That's why there's not much on that shelf at the moment. Propagations back here of my Syngonium albo. It's doing fine. They're just chilling there. I just cut it because it was on a pole and it was 2 extensions and I wasn't extending it any further. They're starting to root, it appears. This is the mystery begonia down here, kind of crawling around. I don't know where it's going. It doesn't know where it's going, but it's been on its way. I didn't stake it up. I don't mind it flopped over. Don't know what kind of begonia this is. It just said begonia, you know, so that was real specific. It's pretty though. I do like it. It's got a weird texture that just makes my teeth want to grind. I don't know why. It's like, it's rough. It's got a rough texture, like little spiky hairs, kind of philodendron squamiferum. It kind of reminds me of the petiole of the philodendron squamiferum to touch it. I don't love it. But it's a pretty plant and I love it overall. So while I'm talking about begonias, this is Begonia Sinbad, which this plant was doing great until it wasn't, and I don't know what it was that caused it to not be doing great. It's been a little bitty thing for months, and then now all of a sudden it's decided to actually grow back. I mean, it had teeny tiny leaves. It made itself a friend because I only had the smallest portion of this plant left to try to save it. And we're growing. It's tiny. It's a little sad looking still, but I'm just glad that it's not completely gone. I would maybe repurchase this begonia again. I'm not sure. Like if it did die completely. I do like begoners. I do. I wish they liked me back. This plant here is Bignonia. Bignonia what? Purple trumpet vine, also known as cross vine, also Bignonia violaceae purple. I'm not mispronouncing begonia, it's Bignonia, B-I-G-N-O-N-I-A. I hauled this plant, I bought this plant, I hauled this plant, and it just kind of disappeared into the void. I really do like this plant. It's the same plant, it just, for whatever reason, it puts out leaves like this sometimes, and then other times all green. Don't know why. It disappeared into the void because it has been a mealybug disaster. I noticed it the very next day after I brought it in here. I'm going to try to show you a mealybug. Can you see the white dot there? That's a mealybug. I'm not sure if they're alive or dead at this point, but I'm smushing them. I see another one. Smushing mealybugs. Gross. I see more, but they're right next to some new leaves, and I'll smash the new leaves too. I put systemic in this. I just got tired. I was spraying it. It was upstairs in the bathroom of shame. But, you know, I was trying to keep it away from everybody else. But I was spraying it and spraying it and spraying it, and that wasn't working. And I was spraying it with just straight alcohol. What it was doing, though, was killing the plant. Between the alcohol and the pest pressure, it was not having a great time. We have new growth now, though. So I'm excited about that. I really do like this plant. And other than, you know, pests also really liking this plant, it hasn't been that bad. Like, I thought it would be more dramatic about watering. It's not. It's not. I water it pretty much on par with everything else. You know, when it's mostly dry, I give it some water. I do need to repot it. I have not done that yet because of fighting mealybugs, but I do like it. I hope I can get it together. I'm looking for even more mealybugs, but I'm not seeing any, like, other than down on the stems and in the, where the stem meets the petiole. In that neighborhood. I don't know. But it's so sad looking. It was very full when I brought it home. And why the mealybugs weren't affecting it where it came from, couldn't tell you. But here, they just proliferated. Or that's, maybe they just hadn't really started on the plant yet. Maybe it just had recently picked them up. Don't know. So yeah, there's systemics in it. I just try to keep it not touching anybody. It's really hard to keep them completely away from everything else. Unless I put it back up in the bathroom of shame, where I've got to be honest with you, I'm pretty likely to ignore it. So I try not to keep anything that isolated if I don't have to. Like any longer than I have to, I'll put it that way. And I'm hoping I won't regret that I've moved it out here. Who else have we got down here? The little coffee plant, which doesn't seem to be doing so well. I'm not 100% sure why. It's drying really quick. I've got a lot of crunchy leaves in here. This whole leaf just went. I don't see any reason for it to be angry. I mean, it's dry currently, like, but it's also been growing roots in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. They're little wispy things. There's one there, maybe you can spot. Yeah. So I don't know. It does seem to be drying very quick. But like around the root, it's still, there's moisture in there. Maybe I need to water it more. That whole piece dried out. So it's doing okay, but it doesn't look great. It's kind of been growing constantly, which is great, but not if it's also got pieces dying off constantly. I don't know, I'm gonna set this aside for water. Or try to remember to water it. I'm not setting it aside, but yeah. I've got my philodendron Brelomarx variegated here. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I got a yellow leaf on my Syndapsus. The mystery anthurium. I still don't know what it is. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even 50% sure. It's had some kind of mite damage. I don't know. I've sprayed it and it seems okay. It's also got something going on there, which could be that I've just let it dry too frequently. I mean, the crispy tips on the other ones would make me think that. I don't know. It's dry now too, so I guess I need to water this shelf when I get done talking about it, or when I get done with this video. But yeah, it's doing all right. It still has 3 growth points. They're still going very slowly, but they're going. My philodendron UPI is up here. It just put out this leaf. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Every time I look at this plant, I'm like, wow, I really love a moss pole, and it's sizing up without it. I don't know if I should mess with it or not. This is so soft still. Still going. Still expanding a bit. I don't think I'm going to give it a moss pole. I always say I'm not going to, but then I look at it and I'm like, I should. Don't do it, Jennifer. Don't do it. It's just more to maintain. It's just more to maintain. Right now it's zip tied or Velcroed to a bamboo stake, and it seems happy with that. So sometimes, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep it simple. This down here is a Ripsalis. I don't know which Ripsalis this is, but I really like it. I really like it. It's a happy Ripsalis, whatever it is. Whatever it is. If you know what kind, please tell me. I just did repot it into a much bigger pot. It was just drying really fast. Love it. I love it so much. It's definitely time to water this shelf though. I wish I knew what kind this was. It's very, it has the desire to be upright. It has started to flop over now, but it was just very upright for a long time. But it's putting on more new growth now. I don't know if you can see like the lighter green at the ends there is newer. Beautiful plant. Weird structure. Love it. Love it. Some cobweb. We'll get that off you. We'll get that. Probably could use a shower. Like most of my plants, it could use a washing, a spritz. But I love this plant. I broke a piece off by accident not too long ago, probably pulling it out of a shelf, or no, it was in a macrame hanger. But it's just recently switched to not being able to hang out in the hanger anymore. It's too big for it because I was breaking pieces off. Rooted really, really fast. And I probably will just go ahead and pot it, you know, in the back of the plant there, where there's actually room to do so. It's going to have to be in a much heavier pot because even in this all this is very heavy. I don't know how much this weighs, but it's very heavy. And it will still, I believe, want to tip over as it continues to grow. So, not 100% sure how to save this plant from itself. It's also wanting to grow 360, and I don't want it to. I want it to kind of all face one side. But, yeah, I love this plant. Doing great. Beautiful. Alright, so that's mostly what's going on in here. I also have that reverted monstera, pardon the curtain, that's just to keep the heat in here for the birds. But that monstera, that's the reverted monstera aurea. It's doing fine. It's 2 cuttings in there. Each one has put out a leaf, but they're still all green. All green. So That one's brand new, just opened up. And then the other one is down in here. It's been out another day longer maybe. But yeah, all green, which that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. It's still a beautiful plant, and I don't think I have an all green monstera. I don't know if you can see that far, but that's where the variegation was on one of the older leaves. But yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty plant anyway, so we're gonna let it live. It's all jammed over in the corner. All right, so that's it for this room, I believe. And then in here, I really haven't done much in this room since the last video. Watering, that's pretty much what I've done in here. I've still got a mess on the floor. I still haven't cut the mottled dragon. I still haven't chopped that down. But I think that's the only thing that was, you know, definitely waiting for something to be done. I think. All right, Jacob. Up here, this Ripsalis, I haven't had it very long. It's Ripsalis. Oh, who are you? Let's see if I can get it down. The bird's laughing at me. Capiliformis. This is Ripsalis capiliformis. There's two in here. I got them from the same place. The day I bought them, I decided that I was just going to go ahead and pot them together in a hurry to get to a full pot, you know what I mean? And it's still only half full. But I'm bringing it up not because anything truly marvelous has happened, but because I got these plants out of the same row next to each other. One of them came with root mealies. One of them. If I had to guess, it's the one on this side that's lighter green and not as happy looking as the one on this side. Not that you can tell the difference. I can though, because I can see some pieces just basically disintegrating. Don't set that next to anything. You know what? We'll put it right in the saucer. I put systemic in it. I did. Because I wanted them potted together. I don't see any root mealies down in here. I wanted them potted together, and I figured maybe if I treat the one that has root mealies, it's really doing unwell. Really unwell. There's another one. Like pieces are just coming out. It's like rotting at the base. And I assume it's because the roots were just that bad from the root mealies. But anyway, like I said, I'm not mad at the nursery where I got it or anything. How do they know? Unless they go and look at every single plant. That, and I don't think most nurseries use systemic. I don't think. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably will try to propagate this one here where it's branched off. Not that we're going to focus on that wispy thing. But I will try to separate it. It's 3 of them. And poke them back into the pot. Because we won't have any plant left if it keeps going this way. So, the other one, no problems with that one. No problems with that one. It's just the one that had the root mealies. I don't know. Let me go chop this up and put it in some water while I'm thinking of it, and I'll be back. And of course the battery died. Also about that Capiliformis, it was the same day that I brought it home, like immediately. It hadn't sat around or anything and picked up mealy bugs from something here. So what I can tell you, I will still shop from that nursery, but what I can tell you is I will unpot anything right there in the nursery before I bring it home. I will pull it up and look at those roots, which probably sounds insane. Might make them mad at me, but I don't want root mealies any more than I already have. So, yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Anyway, the up here, that's the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess? Yes. That I repotted not too long ago, and I took some cuttings and stuck them in there. I haven't pulled it down and checked on it in a few days. Oh, okay, I didn't drop it. And they still look perky on the back there. Oh, get it up there so you can see it. I forgot we're pointing at the ceiling still. It looks okay. It looks okay. So I'm pretty happy with it. This is the one that had a peduncle, and I did cut that one. It actually has 2 peduncles, the other one being right there. I don't know if it'll focus, but yeah, the cuttings even still feel firm. This was a cutting here on this side. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I did see some new roots somewhere. Oh, they're along the side there. They're tiny little wispy white things. So I don't know if it'll focus or you can even see what I'm talking about. But yay, it could probably use some water. I want to keep it pretty damp. Yeah, it could use some water. Keep it pretty damp while things are rooting. So I'm going to put it back up there, but I will water it. I promise I will. I'm trying not to catch it on this euphorbia. Turn it that way a little bit. But yeah, so that's doing good. What else have we messed with lately? The Anthurium forgetii, which I did water recently, is very heavy in this pot. I don't see any new roots in here. Do I? No. Yeah, I do. Down there at the bottom, some are starting to get going. That's the newest leaf here that we're looking at, and it's fairly hardened off. I mean, it's still a little rubbery feeling, but I think that's what we're gonna be. And I did see it was trying to put out like its first inflow. It looks like that might be dying off. Let's see if I can get you in here to show you. It was coming from this petiole here. There's also a root trying to come from that petiole at about the same place, like a root trying to push over top of it. So that one failed, which I think that's pretty normal. It would have been its first. And to be fair, we were repotting it at the same time that was trying to happen, and this leaf was trying to harden. So it's okay. I don't need it for anything. I wouldn't have pollinated it. I probably wouldn't. I don't even know if it would have created pollen or gone through a receptive phase. So, you know, not terrible. It's not a disaster. Bird's laughing at me. Maybe he's laughing at my plants. I don't know what he's laughing at. He's just laughing. Having a great time. The clarinervium up there, all its leaves are kind of facing the other way. It has that inflow, and then it has another one sticking out right there. That's the one that is forming seeds. No new development there, because we've got 8 or 9 months probably to go. So, and it's not, I didn't pollinate it. I'm not waiting necessarily for the seeds, but I'm updating on it because it is pollinated. It just got pollinated in the greenhouse. Maybe an animal brushed it, bugs crawling on it. Maybe the wind blew the right direction. I have no idea. My greenhouse is open. So I don't know, but it's been there for a while. It organized, and now I can see like swelling. It elongated and swelled. It's mostly the back half that appears to be pollinated, like the part closest to the spadix. Spath? Spath. So I don't know. We're just going to let it do what it does. And that's why I've put off repotting it and cleaning it up, because I think it really needs whatever energy it can get. They're tough though. Clarinervium's tough. Some other things we recently repotted. The blue oil fern, I think that might have been last video. It's doing fine. It's doing fine. I don't leave, it's got a leca layer at the bottom. I don't leave water in there or anything. I did when I first potted it up, just so that it could thoroughly saturate the soil and everything. But other than that, I'm not leaving it that way. Whatever accumulates when I water through, I'll leave it, but it's not intentional, an intentional reservoir. Why is this bird hollering? The blurple light up there that I complained about, I believe also maybe last video, it died. It died. The universe listened. It heard me say that I hate that light, and it's like, fine, go ahead and buy another one then. So, yeah, I've got to get a new light for up there. That was this morning. I got up to turn on the lights this morning, and that one just won't come on. So, that's fun for me. The Hoya pubicalyx that didn't really have much root, We did take some cuttings. Some of the leaves are yellowing here and there. There's one. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. The cuttings have a little bit of resistance when I tug on them, so they might be rooting in here. I don't know. I'm really crossing my fingers for this plant. It's pretty. It's pretty. I don't know how well we're focusing on pretty plant, but it is. Even though some of it's a little angry, to be fair. To be fair. That one's doing all right. This is the anthurium that's supposed to be the Dark Phoenix by Pap. It's not doing anything. I just did up pot it. It's not doing anything, but it's not doing anything bad either. So, I mean, it's just kind of existing in there still. I do see a little bit of root right over there. A little bit of green fresh root. So I guess that's good. I'm okay with it. As long as it's okay with what I've done to it, I'm okay with what it's doing. I also just repotted this Anthurium Delta Force, and it had so much less root than I felt like it should have. And I'm not sure why. It's got another little bitty leaf coming down there. I don't know if you can see it. It's just a little boop sticking out of the petiole down there. It's dry now. It's not dry. I'm going to give it another day. It looks really dry through the pot to me. That looks like it should have water, but if I dig down in the soil a little bit, still pretty damp. I'll give it another day or two. I don't know. I'm concerned about this one because, like I said, it didn't have much root growth. It's been steady putting out growth on the top, but the roots didn't really look any different to me from the last time that I had repotted it. So, I don't know. And I did up pot it just a smidge. We'll see, I guess, because concerned. I'm not sure. Maybe I was keeping this one too wet. Isn't this like pterodactyl by Clarinervium, like a specific seedling, clone of that seedling? I believe. And I do keep my Clarinervium probably on the drier side compared to any of my other Anthurium. Maybe I've been waterboarding this unnecessarily. And maybe that's why there's been delayed root growth. Root growth. You know what I meant, right? I don't know. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep this one just a smidge drier than I have been. And we'll see if that makes a difference in the root department. Just letting it dry a little bit longer than I normally would. I did finally get some over here. I did finally get some of the roots that were, I did finally get some of the leaves that were stuck in the previous petiole. Those, I did get some of them unstuck, not this one, but it's almost there. I think it's going to come loose. This is the Corduroy Dark Phoenix, which has not been loving me. I was underwatering it quite a bit, I think. The roots look fine. The little bit that I can see here and there, you can see them, maybe. They're green. Yeah, they look fine. But yeah, that is so close to coming unstuck. I'm going to leave it alone because I think it'll do it itself now. But what I was doing was I just have alcohol. Sounds terrible. I have alcohol in here, and I've been spraying them with that. And it hasn't damaged anybody yet. I know you'd never believe that this is not damage. That's drying. But I also sprayed several others with it. This one here, this is the Dark Crystal Luxuriance, or sorry, Luxuriance Dark Crystal. And its leaf was stuck, and I also sprayed that. It's come undone. So hopefully that'll do a grow for us. Who else was stuck? I had another one somewhere. Where is it? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. So while I'm not recommending that you spray your plants with alcohol, it's been fine. It's been okay. So, yeah, I also sprayed the blue pap by Warocquianum with the alcohol to get that leaf unstuck. That's been a few days ago now, and it's fine. It didn't damage it at all. So, yay for that. Did I just repot this one as well? I think I did. Even though it had an emergent, I moved it up. The older leaves on this, they're all so ridiculous. This is the one that I said it was curling over. I think it was drying a bit too fast. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Hopefully I can get it together. I think I wanted to pot it deeper is why I repotted it. I don't see any new roots yet. Oh, well, maybe that's an older one. But, yeah. Seems to be okay. It looks like it's fairly dry through this pot, once again, but if you look at the top of the soil, it's not at all dry. Not at all. I don't know. These pots are fooling me at every turn. But yeah, overall the spraying, even though it's alcohol, has been okay. I just don't put them right back under the light. And this is hot, so I don't put them anywhere too hot or too bright. I just kind of spray. I try to keep it just to the leaf that's stuck, and then set them aside. Let it evaporate off fully. It'll either come unstuck or it won't, and I put it back in there when it's dry. The Hoyas that I recently chopped up, this is the Polyneura. I don't see any new root growth or anything, and they are on the drier side. Probably need to water them. Oh, there's some resistance on, oh, that one's not. Some of these cuttings have some resistance, some of them don't. I'm gonna dry that. I'm gonna water it because I really want them to take. This is one of them. The other pot has some yellowing leaves. That would be this one. Same thing. Oh yeah, I do see some root growth in this one actually. I was going to say I don't see any, but I do see a lot of like yellow. I don't know. I'm going to water it. Yeah, that one there's done. It didn't bother to try to root at all. The leaves are yellowing. Why are we not focusing? Can I? Can't get it to focus. But yeah. This one here, I guess we'll pull on that too. Oh, the leaf just came off instead of the whole cutting pulling up, so. Okay, we'll just wait longer on the rest of it. But yeah, I'm gonna get them some water today. I'm gonna say it's pretty much the same with all of those Hoya cuttings. Some of them are doing good, some of them aren't. This was the base of the Anthurium vitarifolium. And do I see any root action? No. I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Right there's a little fuzzy root trying to make a move. And then on the top side, it has the tiniest little boop growth point there. So yeah, I guess Anthurium vitarifolium grows pretty quick from the stump. That could use water. That could use some water too. Everything's gonna need to be watered today apparently. This is the stump from the Scleronervium pterodactyl magnificum. Nothing happening with this guy yet. And I see nothing happening with the roots yet. So, but the stump feels nice and firm. So that's a good thing, right? Nice and damp. This is the second time I've watered this. I did just water this one. Sorry, I'm just moving the soil at the base here to see if I see anything making move. I don't, so I'm gonna push it back. I'm gonna push it back. I might move this a little bit higher in here where it's warmer too. It's been, most of the propagations and things and such are sitting at the bottom, and it's a little bit cooler down there. And then this one here is the Anthurium frigidii. I can see a root has died off at the top. I'll try to show you. Right there. That root has gotten, that root has started to dry out or maybe rot. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I can see it's shriveled. But otherwise, I don't see anything else happening here. So, you know, we'll just wait longer, do I? My eyes are terrible. I don't think I do. But, is it firm? Yeah, it's firm. The little bitty thing that it is. So we'll just wait longer. Trying to reroot anthuriums and such seems to be a patience game. This was the Vitarifolium. It's looking pretty rough. Pretty rough. I'm trying to get it to root in some moss. It was the top cut of the Vitarifolium. I haven't actually pulled it out. Yeah, there's nothing happening. Nothing. There we go, sorry. I see no root action at all whatsoever anywhere on there. However, it's still green. It still has its little growth point. So I'm going to poke it back in here, and I guess we'll wait longer. Until it either completely dies or does something other than die. Smush it in there. And I might move this one up as well. This leaf is done though. Let me find my scissors. Well, can I just pull it off now? I'll just break off the part that's dangling. I will probably, yeah. I will go ahead and move this up in the cabinet too because it's cool. It's not cold, but it's cool. And maybe where it's a little bit warmer will be more conducive to helping it to root, possibly. You're motivating me to help check my plants. Oh, this is the little Hoya Huschkaliana intervariegated that I cut up a few videos ago. Last video? Video before? I don't know. The video where the thumbnail says Hoya, Hoya, Hoya. And while I see zero roots happening, this one actually feels better since I cut it. So it's pretty dry, but it feels better since I cut it. So I'm hopeful that it's doing something, you know. I'm hopeful because I do like this plant. I was so happy when I got it. I need to water it. Poor thing. Hang in there. I'll get you some water. Just wait your turn. But I think that's pretty much everything in the cabinet that had any kind of update. I think. This Philodendron Florida Ghost. I love this plant. I do. This is about 8 cuttings that I got frustrated with them and shoved them all in one pot. And it's dry. They've rooted in here fairly well. Let's see if you can see potentially some of the white roots through that pot. So they've rooted in here really well, but I am so frustrated with this plant. And it's not growing bad right now. It's kind of doing the white, then mint, then green thing that it should be doing. Actually, some of the leaves just stayed white. A lot of people say, oh, it's heat, it's light, I'm not growing this plant any differently than I have previously. It's doing what it should be now, don't get me wrong. And it's not under terribly bright light. It's kind of at the end of this. It's not directly under a grow light. I've also grown it outside in the greenhouse where it's really hot and very bright, and it didn't make any difference for this plant. I don't know what it is with it. Like why is it behaving right now? Why? I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it. It's not bringing me the joy it once did. I'll put it that way. Even though I still think it's a beautiful plant, I still like this plant. I'm not sure that I'm going to bother with it. It is 8 in here, however. I was growing it on a moss pole once upon a time. Gave up on that. It grew fine on the moss pole, but it was the same thing. It was not doing the ghost thing. I don't know. It's pretty though. It is pretty. The Hoya, I believe it's Hoya Silver Dollar. It's still doing okay. It's still doing okay. I put this on a trellis not too long ago, but there is things going on. Is there new growth? I don't actually see, oh yeah, I do. I was gonna say I don't actually see where any new growth is trying, but it is on this particular vine. I don't know if you'll be able to see that little boop. Oh yeah, there's more on this one too. Okay, anyway. I'm also noticing some of the leaves down here are just unwell looking. They're like, that's really wrinkled. It's not thin, but it's very wrinkled. There was another one somewhere that looked even more gnarly. Yeah, they're underneath. They're super wrinkled, but they're not, I mean, they feel, other than the wrinkles, just as thick as the smooth leaves, which I've never quite seen on a Hoya before. Like heavy wrinkling on some leaves that are thick and feel fine. Like they're not, the color isn't off or anything. Can you see the wrinkling? I don't know if that shadow is probably not helping. Maybe there. I don't know what that's about because it still feels thick, well attached. It's just a new one on me. There's other ones in there that are also wrinkled the same way, but they feel fine. They feel fine. I don't know. The plant's okay though, otherwise, I guess. I didn't really notice that there was new growth until just now. I've got it under pretty highlight. Are you dry? It's not terribly dry. I can see where the, through the drainage holes that the soil still has some moisture in there. I don't know. Normally I'd look at those leaves and go, oh, it's dry, it needs water. It's not that dry. I don't know. Have you ever seen that before? On a Hoya that is hydrated? I'm so confused. Plants confuse me all the time. It's not new. Okay, let's move further down. Okay, now we're down here on the end with the chair. I think everything down here is okay. This is one of the Hoyas that we just repotted not too long ago. It's the Hoya Bertonier bilobata or DS70 variegated, because I don't know which one is which. I can't remember what I bought this as. It has some new growth since we've repotted it. It's kind of got the orangey tint to it, the newer growth. So it's doing all right in that department. I'm looking for roots. I don't see a whole lot. I see the tiniest little root in there. Maybe you can see it. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. I really need to sit down, take the time to actually wash all of this. That's why it looks so dull and not quite as vibrant as it should. It's still covered in sulfur. And while I do shower this plant off, I water all of my Hoya kind of over top. I water the foliage and all. It doesn't do much for getting rid of the sulfur. I mean, it'll slowly but surely remove some of it, but I find you really have to rub to get it off. So I need to sit down and do that. It's time consuming. I love washing my leaves though. I really do, believe it or not. It's my favorite. Kid you not, my absolute favorite. The Queen of Hearts is finally starting to unfurl. I said it had a stuck leaf forever, and it finally worked its way out, but it was still curled up forever. It's thinking about doing a grow, I guess. I did just repot this one as well. I see no action in the root department yet, at all. I don't see a single root around the edge, but that doesn't really concern me. It hasn't been long. It's pretty though. It's a pretty little thing. It is. Grow, baby, grow. So yeah, I'm glad. Like, look how thick that petiole is on that newest leaf compared to the others. But then it's really skinny at the top. It's so weird. I don't know what it thinks it's doing. I don't know. The not variegated peace lily. I'm not sure what's going on there. The least variegated peace lily ever, but it is putting out a new leaf. It looks pretty green from what I can see, but then at the bottom it does look very white. Don't know. I guess we'll see when it unfurls the rest of the way, when it opens up. I don't really see any root growth on this guy either. I guess I've had it probably, it might be coming up on 2 weeks now. Not sure. Time is an illusion. The real illusion is that you think you have time to do something later, and you don't. Some more of the cuttings of the philodendron bicolor. This one here, the roots were rotting, but that little red boop there, that dot, that's where the new growth will come from. So whether or not this roots, I will need roots from that new growth. So I've continued to let it do whatever it's doing. It's still firm, it's not rotting or anything. Then the other cutting that's in here, there, that one does have a little bit of root growth, but where the new growth will come from on this one looks a little not great. It's still firm, so I'm just gonna wait and see what happens there, but I'm okay with the fact that the roots are at least growing. I don't know how that's gonna pan out in the future, but for now, just wait longer. I do that with a lot of things, it seems like, just wait longer. This back here is the Rehab Anthurium crystallinum, which it's put this leaf out since it's been here. It put this out actually out in the greenhouse. Look how short the petiole is. This one here also in the greenhouse, very short petiole. It has 3 growth points. 2 have leaves. It had a 3rd leaf that I cut off not too long ago, and I've surrounded them. I wanted to separate them, so I've surrounded them with moss, but there is absolutely nothing going on under all this moss, and it is damp, so I don't know. And I see a root, like it's got a false bottom, you know, so you can use it for self-watering, I guess. I see a root down there in the bottom, and I see another root like climbing out of a hole down there. Not that you'd be able to see that through that little gap in the dark, but I'm really thinking about digging this out of here again. That'll be the 3rd or 4th time that I've messed with this poor plant in the past 6 months, I guess. This is probably oh no, this here is where it was rubbing the pot as it was expanding. Sorry, I was gonna say probably underwatering. But no, this is probably underwatering though, I'm assuming. I don't love that I can't see the roots. I don't love it. I don't love it because I don't know what's going on in here. I don't know if I should leave. It did put out an inflow from the leaf that I cut off, actually, because that was like the most scrunched, mangled leaf you've ever seen. And I just got tired of looking at it. I don't know. I think I'm going to mess with this plant again. I feel bad for doing that, but I don't know what's going on with it. Why is it this slow? In 6 months, it's grown 2 leaves from 2 separate growth points. It could just be that they're competing. They're sharing a root system. But I don't know, and I want to get in there and find out. So this is not a just wait longer. I've already done the just wait longer thing, and I'm beyond that now. I'm trying to dig it out. My Hoya, who are you? Ganungading. Ganungatting. It's finally growing. It didn't really do a lot for a long time. It put out a couple leaves here and there, but it was really slow to do so. I had it under pretty bright light. Now I've got it up against the window, and it seems to like that. It seems to approve of that behavior. Oh, it's got a little tiny root coming out of the bottom. A little tiny one. But yeah, if I had known that all it wanted was some actual normal daylight, I would have done that. This one also has not been cleaned since the sulfur, like you can see on the back of that leaf. But yeah, so it just sat for a long time and did nothing, but all of a sudden it's put out some new leaves. Some new leaves. I don't expect all plants to grow super quick or anything, but I do need them to eventually grow for me to be committed to caring for them consistently. So it's actually got a new, trying to make a new little vine down in there. Can you see it? So yay for that. And I've stopped treating, I think, all of the Hoyas for flat mites. Doesn't mean that they don't have any more. I don't know. I've looked at a lot of them and saw no flat mites, but I haven't looked at all of them. So, and I haven't checked new growth that hasn't been treated, which I suppose I should do. The Philodendron Patriciae that I put on a moss pole not too long ago, it just put out this leaf. Not too bad, slightly damaged. They're at the end. It's growing. It's growing. It's been growing, it just hasn't been growing well. But I put it on here not too long ago, and I can see roots in there. I don't know if you can see them, but yay, roots. I don't see a whole lot of root growth in the pot, though. Like, I see none, actually. None. And this is about the size pot that it came out of when I repotted it. I just cut the bottom of the pole, like hollowed that out so I could stick the roots in the bottom, under this pole. I'm probably not making any sense at all. I'm trying. I'm just so happy it's growing. That is a pretty leaf, even with its little bit of damage. And there's 2 in here? Yes, there are 2 in here. I think I started with 3 or 4, I can't remember, but at least 3. One died for sure. This is the new leaf on the other cutting. And I've just kind of clipped them back to the pole. I was surprised that they found it so quickly. I mean, it was no time at all before I noticed roots growing in here. The roots are growing taller than the plant is. Like, they're growing up. Strange. Strange. Doesn't matter. It's growing. Yeah. I'm so happy. So happy. This back here, the Philodendron Florida Beauty, I'm gonna chop the whole thing down, I believe. Which is terrible because I just extended the moss ball. Let me see if I can bring you closer. It's doing kind of every other leaf is green, every other leaf is variegated. This leaf is variegated. There you go. It has that lovely marbling. It's just very green on green, probably because it's not exactly getting bright light over here. But yeah, it was this leaf. Then over here, this all green leaf, which, you know, that's pretty, but that's not what we grow the Florida Beauty for. And then that leaf, and I assume that the one back there in the caterpillar will be all green again. So I'm going to chop that entire plant down. I do have 2 cuttings of it from the last time I chopped the entire plant down that are way overdue to be potted up. So it's fine, it's fine. Okay, I think that's going to be most of the relevant updates and things that are going on in here. I always forget stuff, but you know, there will be more videos in the future, so I guess maybe I'll catch them then. I also wanted to mention the community tab. I've opened that up so that I believe anybody who's been a subscriber for at least a day can also post things over there, because, you know, people will occasionally say, I wish I could show you mine or show you what I'm talking about. And likewise, I think the same thing occasionally when I'm talking in the comments, that I'd like to be able to show somebody a picture, and it doesn't need to be a whole video, and I don't post that much on Instagram or other platforms. So we can do that over there. You're welcome to post if you'd like to. Another thing is, I just recently opened the memberships. That will include early access to any video I post, plus 2 members videos per month. I'll try to do one first half of the month and then one second half of the month. So, you know, one the 15th or prior, and then one the 15th or later. So that's the plan for that going forward. I only have the 1 tier because I don't see any point in making higher or lower tiers. I just jumped in somewhere in the middle. If you want more information on that, you can check the tab down below somewhere. It'll say, you know, become a member or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it says. But yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. And like I said, next video, I'm pretty sure is going to be plant chores, because there's never any shortage of those. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.